Alrighty, hello everybody. It is a good Sunday, so you guys know we are in the Raw Think Tank with another community call. This week we have fashion show updates, talking about wrapping up this season and what it will be looking like next season. So those are going to be our three main topics for today. So starting with the fashion show. So we have, and I should have double checked. So we've sold, and I don't want to say sold because they're not for, you don't buy them, but 20 tickets have officially gone, and a lot of them were from random people that I have no idea who they are. So go us. We've gotten a lot of great feedback with people looking at it, being intrigued at what it is, and just like we were talking before, even if it's not a viral event, this is the kind of content that we're going to be able to show people to back up what we're talking about. One of the things that I've been really excited about is how you guys know Vlad is always full of ideas, and a lot of his ideas are things that we have all talked about once before when it comes to the vision here with Raw. So for him, who wasn't here during season 1 when we talked about a lot of this stuff, to come in during season 2 and see the vision and be able to pick up and understand the direction that we're heading in, it's very reassuring that we're doing a great job at that and building in that direction. And so it's just for us to just keep going. So very excited about that. Got 20 tickets that have been out. This week we need to be going hard with telling everybody to get their fashion show tickets. The reason why that ticket is important is because that's how we're going to be able to connect with the collectors. Yes, they can watch on Twitch live stream, like anybody would be able to tap in. But we have a swag bag that's going to be for free, right? So like one thing we're doing is we're going to have our own filter so that you can take a picture and you'll have like glasses on and a backdrop that will almost make it look like you're in the fashion show the way our filter is going to be, but you're at home, right? Think of like New Year's Eve filters and how they can have like fireworks and glasses and it's like an event. It'd be kind of like a filter like that basically. We have the amazing Lillian who is helping us with that, and that's going to be their first thing that they receive in that swag bag, right? So that's why it's really important to push people to get tickets so that we can send them those updates, how to get in Neos, what's happening. One thing we are going to do as well with that swag bag during season 1, you guys, if you weren't here, I know a few of you even in this community call weren't here during season 1, but we ended up having an entire workshop at the end of each season, which is like the goal. Each season is aligned with a quarter, and we have a main event at the end of each season or quarter, whatever you'd like to refer to it as. And and usually we have like workshops and they're focused on different things, and then we have community members that are like really building in the space, coming and leading these workshops. And that's why we've always been pushing like Raw workshops and creating these real networking events when we can come together, learn, and build. So during season 1, we did create an avatar because it was like intro to Web3, and we had a session on how to create an avatar, and we did that in Dash 3D. So that's where you guys see even my avatar that is my Abby right now. I made that during season 1. So Phoenix, that's where she came from, and a lot of us did that, and it's great because I did also see a few people that paid for their season tickets last season also got their tickets this season. So it was really great. Like they haven't been too active in the community, but when they seen us having another one of our seasonal events, they're there with the tickets. So again, another great indicator that although you may not see people, they are paying attention and are interested in what we're doing and want to be a part in different ways. So very exciting. So back to the avatar thing. So this season, in that swag bag, we also want to include an avatar again. So we're going to do Ready Player Me this time. So this week we're going to have like a Ready Player Me workshop. And then everybody that bought a ticket will go, you can join the workshop, create a Ready Player Me avatar, and then we will import them into Neos so that once they actually join the fashion show, that they can be their avatar. And then we'll also have like generic avatars that anybody can be. But I think it would be better to give people the opportunity to make their own. And then in the future, we can have fashion contests to actually dress the avatars and those kind of things fast forward. So, but again, that's why it's important for us to tell people get a ticket, right? Because we're sending them emails about what's going on, how to get in Neos, how they can be a part, and all the great stuff we have going on, and also kind of getting their emails so that once we have the next thing going on, we also can reach out again. In those swag bags, a lot of designers, we have 6 designers that have officially started setting up their displays, and there's probably still like another 6, I want to say, that are going to be setting up their displays, but 6 have definitely started. And so it's very exciting seeing the fashion show actually come together, the scavenger hunt come together. And another big thing is remembering, again, everybody can put something in that swag bag so that collectors can collect that and be connected with our artists as well. So all of our listeners, make sure, even if you don't feel like you have something that you want to showcase in an entire display, if there's something you just want to include in the scavenger hunt that people can find for free, maybe it's a free NFT or a wearable or a link to a downloadable or just anything like that is your brand associated, you can include that in this freebie bag that people can still find. What's up, Tiny?
Can I add remember the pattern I made last season, like the first thing I ever minted, but I never did anything with it?
Yeah,
that
definitely.
the yellow and blue one. Can I put that in there? Because I might as well. I don't really know what else to do with it.
Definitely, you definitely can.
Okay.
Yep. And it was cool because one of the designers yesterday, when she came in and she seen the 360 globes that we do, she was like, man, that would be so cool. I can put my patterns in here. And I'm like, yes, exactly. And I kind of showed her how I had one of my patterns in there and another one. So, maybe we have like a pattern row and people can just walk through like the 360 patterns and stuff like that, since that is something that a lot of us do have, right? Different patterns.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right.
Yeah, I like that. So yes, that's an update for the fashion show. That's what's going on with that. We have a marathon going on currently where I'm going to be in the metaverse every single day this week, every single day up until the 12th. So that's going to be next Sunday. And next Sunday is when displays are due. After the 12th, we will be restricting all building access, and we will not be updating that until next season when we open it up again. So if your displays are not in by the 12th, unfortunately, you will not be able to display, as we're having the many awesome events that we're having in our metaverse throughout next season until we open it up again. What's up, Kelly?
What time on the 12th?
Oh, anytime on the 12th is fine, like even midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, the biggest thing is because that Monday is we're probably going to do like a test with a lot of the like metaverse native people to make sure everything's optimized and like running, and then do a dress rehearsal that Wednesday with everybody. So having everything done by Sunday so we can get in there and make sure everything's perfect throughout that week is gonna work. So yeah, anytime next Sunday. And go ahead.
So go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say on Sundays, you guys know I let Sundays be my raw day. So even if you can't make it at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. when I will be in there, if there is a time that works better for you, I can always hop back in. Even another designer, I let them know the same today, so I could end up back in there anytime. So just let me know what time would work for you, and I can definitely make that happen.
If you saw like our most recent post from Faithful Youth account, like Steven, our VR guy, metaverse guy, he's been like cranking on that particles gallery, and so it's hard to pull him off that. And so I'm gonna see if I can like redirect him. Plus, like I know that I could do this. I just am pretty slammed and working on like also helping the fashion now get ready for NFT NYC and obviously all the normal stuff. So. But this is like super important, and I am definitely gonna, get something in there. So yeah, I'll work with him and see if he can drop in a couple days. And because it'll probably also take him like 1/10 the time.
Yeah, it really only took like an hour to set up a whole display. Really, is just even I know you said you guys have some studio or galleries already made. It could be something that's importing just a gallery and then setting that up somewhere. Otherwise, even if it's just like a few 3D pieces or pictures or videos, you can if none of you have time, you can just send those to me and I can set up the display as well. Or I have a Google Drive and you can make a folder and then I could set it up too.
Yeah.
Which sounds like it probably would be better.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know because
Okay.
I'm also been getting with the Scan Trek guys who have been they were like super busy like with this Disney audit and then went to LIB and then got COVID. So now it's been like a month and I'm like, seriously, you
Ooh.
guys, like you're now directly affecting. I was like, I need these files. Like I want like good videos of like the fashion we've done and like the avatars and so like it's like pulling teeth right now because they have COVID. So I'm like
Yeah.
rushing to get that, but like what. So once I get that, I'm like we'll press with whatever because then yeah that'll take a priority. So
For
that's kind of where
sure.
we're at on the displays, but we'll
Okay.
get something in there.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, just shoot me a DM. However I can help, I'm definitely down. Because I would love to be able to showcase everything. I made a showcase today for Fashion Fridays. And so I'm gonna put that, and then I'm gonna build out the whole space. I think for like our Twitter spaces, and then I'm gonna build one kind of aside from that for physical to digital, and I need to pull all those off of Twitter and put on the podcast, but I did want to make sure that was okay with you first, Kelly, because I know you kind of been more holding it down, so it's more like your content, so I wanted to make sure you were okay with raw putting it on that podcast like that.
Awesome. Sorry, I was trying to get my phone off speaker. Fantastic. Yeah,
Okay.
so an update on the so for the Fashion Fridays thing, I have the actually I can like push it with like when I get home and get like 10 minutes. I found this incredible new like site builder and just thought having a landing page, so like Digital Fashion Collective, I have like the founders there. We just kind of rebrand it. Really the only like content I will really have. I wrote up a couple things about the purpose. And then has like the type form embed right on the page and that like looks like the site, and so we can just like direct people there, and then they're like also so they get to fill out the form. They're also seeing like, okay, this is like an organizational like body, and it has the links to like the Miro boards and the Telegram group and all that stuff, and then the type form will also be integrated into the public Miro. So like people have like multiple places to go, and it's all feeding the results back to a single place. So like that's done. I just need to like push it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds cool. And so, just to confirm, because for the Fashion Fridays, I have been pulling those off from Twitter and putting it on the podcast, the Raw Dow podcast. But I was asking if you feel okay with us doing the same for the physical to digital spaces you've been hosting. I had paused it just because you had been kind of holding it down, and I wanted to make sure it was okay with you before we like recorded and reposted your content.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Please do whatever, and
Okay.
however it's even branded, right? It's like you get on the space. It's like that's the so anything that like I don't even care if it's you can do it under the raw down. It doesn't matter.
Okay. I mean,
And
the
I
bio would
have the
definitely
recording.
say faithful youth and everything. And then I've been using the posters that we make as the episode picture. I just was like,
Oh,
it was like,
cool.
oh, third party content. I'm like, let me double check with Kelly and make sure she's okay with us putting all these on this podcast before I start going there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I personally have on my computer the recording because I forgot to record it, and so I recorded it through my computer, which was better anyways. The sound it looks like lasts for however long it does it at the same time.
Right.
And I can send that to you, and it cuts off the beginning, but there's still a lot of good content. And
Okay.
I realized that it's definitely everyone is probably doing this, but the move is like to record the space and record it simultaneously, because not having the recording like come up when people, you know how they're like stay on your timeline for a long time,
Yeah.
or like all the spaces do. Like if it doesn't say like you don't record it, it doesn't tell you how many people are in the space. It doesn't tell you they can't listen to it right then on the spot if they come across it. So like that was one thing I realized, just as a warning to anyone else. But I think you were already like doing both.
Yeah, I always record them. Any space we have, I'm like, I need to be able to record it so I can go back, listen if I need to. We used to take a lot of like clips, make them as like Instagram reels, something we definitely can start doing again, especially now that it'll be on the podcast. So make it a little easier to just repurpose while I'm already like recording and kind of time stamping. Just being more consistent at taking note, like you said, while it's happening, definitely. So that sounds like a plan. Awesome, awesome. So those are fashion show updates then, guys. Biggest thing is next season. So some of the things that we're going to have going on next season, I've been kind of calling them pack minting sessions, right? Because you guys know I'm all about packaging these ideas. So minting sessions. So what does that mean? So this season we've had this whole fashion show, right? And we use this theme renewal to tell people, hey, you have all this stuff that you may have had. Let's renew it a bit and mint it. Mint it on a marketplace, mint it on something that works, and put your stuff out there in a different way than you may not have before. Or if you have it out there, again, put it out in another way so that people know that it's out there. So that I think we've been doing a really great job at, and a lot of people have taken notice. So some of the other communities that would love to collaborate with Raw, especially because we also tackle that education front, is a musical DAO. If you guys have seen Tune in our community, he's kind of, I don't know if he's the founder or community manager there. But he's who I work closely with. We're trying to connect these two organizations, and basically they are a DAO based in Africa, and they come together to make live music and then mint it as NFTs. So if you guys ever hear his music over there, he shares it a lot. That's, their real music that they make, kind of thing. And he makes a whole bunch of different variations. So he shares his own, shares their DAO. But for their whole DAO, that's the goal. And they want to include Raw with being able to educate them as well on Web3 in this space. So one of the things that we're kind of trying to put together, which will probably be one of our first events in Q3, in our updated metaverse space, will be a live educational session that then turns into a live music making session and a live minting session. So we educate, then we make music, and then we mint, and then everybody walks away with NFTs. I've also been thinking about doing that in collaboration with a marketplace that I have in mind that we've been working with, and kind of doing that with models, and showing how models can use AR filters and NFTs. And we've talked a lot about models and NFTs, especially because you guys know I have one of our moms in crypto. That's actually the model that I came into NFTs with my very first NFT. And it was crazy because the very first thing I kept telling her is like, girl, modeling agencies is going to take over this space. Like, this is how models should be doing, modeling, not sitting there and picking up scraps. So the kind of ideas that we have with how we can do that is going to be amazing. And again, going to just keep having these different sessions where everybody can come in, co-create, and make NFTs together, and just about co-creating and educating, but that being in our metaverse. So, again, while we're in there, they'll be able to explore, see the other displays, other examples of what others have done. So those are some of the exciting things that are tentative for next season. With that being said, Kelly, what's up?
So I love that idea, and that is, I don't want to overstep your idea, but where we can collab, I'm totally into collab, and not doing things twice that's something so I've been have on the docket, have this whole write up about how it will work. And really the only thing being this would my plan was to extend outside of fashion, and we can certainly do that. But one of the cool things that I had a bunch of cool things planned for it too, where it's you can have each themed or keep people super engaged, and the same people if they've already minted coming back by having it themed by chain. So we have a lot of partners off chain, whether it be creator DAOs or marketplaces, and essentially maybe they don't, at least they're getting their presence there, and they don't have to spend all their time building community on that chain. But it's knowing how to operate in this multi-chain ecosystem, and just having stuff in some of these chains, it will be the first fashion piece there, right? Near, actually they may now, but or Polygon is obviously a clear and easy example, but Flow, Tezos, I can teach how to mint on all of those. And I got really good feedback in terms of that people would want that experience. So yeah, I just wanted to say I'm all for that idea, and have put in a lot of thought and how it would be executed. So we should definitely get together on that. It's exciting.
Yeah, especially because last season we had this whole like curriculum for our Twitter spaces, and that's why we really actually built up to end up getting like by our last one we had like 200 people that had tapped in, and it was just really great. But our last one was about choosing your marketplace, because it was like, oh, helping NFT artists get started, right? So it's like the first thing you have to do is storytelling, because what is your NFT telling people? And then it's about community building and choosing your marketplace. And why we focus on that is because one of the things when it comes to our website is doing reviews for these different marketplaces that we're using as well. So we do have a marketplace review, and we're basically going to be the Yelp or Google reviews on using different marketplaces, different blockchains, different metaverses, and be able to give people a place to peer review these kind of things. So I think teaming up with that concept of being able to offer that peer review with your concept of focusing the themes on let's all mint on this one, especially with your knowledge already on some of the other ones, we can come together and definitely be a powerhouse in that sense. So I'm with it. I think that sounds great. Yeah, so that's something, again, next season, that's what we're going to start working on, right? We'll have the place, and those are the kind of events that we can start actually focusing our energy into putting together to, again, get that connecting with these other communities, right? That's something we always tell people. When we are looking at the collaborators that we want to collaborate with, it is those blockchains, it is those marketplaces, it is the institutions. It's not your normal people that our DAO is necessarily trying to collaborate with. So again, I think that'd be very great. Very excited about what's to come. With that being said, I see Kelly had to drop, but that's cool. With that being said, oh, you're back. Hey. So yes, with that being said, next season, it sounds like it's about to be epic. So we have to tie up this season, right? So end of our season. So we also separate our seasons with a theme. Our first theme was blackout. So what we do with our themes is like hashtags. Ooh, Tiny, I forgot. Our challenge starts this week. So we have to make content for the challenge. If you hear me, I'm not sure. If not, yeah, I know. I forgot about that one, but yes, we'll have to do a countdown for the or actually I think we said we'll do 1 week, but yeah, we definitely got to do the challenge content. But yes, if you go on Twitter and you search like hashtag raw blackout, you'll see a lot of the stuff we did during season 1 when we were part of a fashion show for New York Fashion Week, which was really great, really great experience, and we wanted to keep doing that same thing. But one of the things we did is everybody's able to submit ideas and theme suggestions, and then we voted for the theme that we chose. So like, for example, one really cool idea that we had voted between was like, somebody said movie theater or movie characters, right? So it's like, although that theme sounds kind of obscure, it's think about if we are saying, hey, use this theme for all kinds of things like content or making NFTs, and how that can kind of just spark people to think in different ways. So that's what we'll have to wrap up at the end of this month, is keeping that consistent with allowing everybody to put out suggestions for the next theme, voting on that next theme. Also, one thing, and Kelly, I'm happy you're here, because actually I had met with the Fashion DAO probably like a month or so ago, and when we were talking, we learned that a lot of the things that we're like learning or going towards is aligned. And one of the things that I really like that they do is a end of season survey, right? Or end of quarter, because I'm not sure if they separate by season, but every quarter they have a survey, because again, understanding that a DAO is going to be transforming. Again, we can have a roadmap and understand the general direction, but we're always going to have new members. Like I said, Vlad was not here during Q1, but he's here now during Q2, and maybe some of his ideas can be included in juicing up that roadmap for this next season. So we're going to be putting together a end of the season survey where people can kind of talk about what they did like about this season, maybe what they didn't like about it, and some ideas that they have for the next season coming up. And then we'll put that out to the community. And those will be kind of the things that we'll try to keep consistent. Always have our seasonal workshop or event, survey, and a theme. What's up, Kelly?
Yeah, no, that's so. I actually came up with that idea,
Oh,
and
nice.
running that process. And like one of the important things that, because it was actually like created to be is part of like one of the like OKRTs for like empathy and like gauging the emotional impact, like gauging the and inclusivity as well, like gauging the more subtle aspects of how like not only DAO members are impacted by DAO operations, but how you're impacting like the community and just how what's like the like I guess a barometer for like the mental health of the DAO and adapting that over time as well. So like yes, ideas and like getting and pulling those out of the woodwork, but also like how do we change our systems, internal systems to cater more towards people that are not getting everything they need or not being enabled enough, I guess, and to produce and to be motivated and feel like they have a voice and
Mm-hmm.
all of those different things. So yeah, I could definitely like share whatever I create.
Yeah,
And
especially
like
because we
consistency will
were.
be good. That it's like everyone's trending in the same direction.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think that it's really cool that we all come together because like you said, I'm all about efficiency, it doesn't make sense for any of us to be reinventing the wheel over and over and over again when we can all just work together and make all of this stuff work, especially when like you said, you have ideas and we have ideas and we can all come together and just make stuff happen. So super excited. We have been trying to definitely outline our OKRs and KPIs as well, with how we want to measure our growth and really that measurement being like interaction and people, continuing to want to add into it. Because again, we're all about not people just coming and getting the resources, but also returning those resources into the DAO. So kind of measuring that and seeing like where we can be accessible so that people do feel like they can kind of keep that cycle going. That's why we always show our apple and the apple tree idea, and I always remind people you get the apple, and once you're done eating the apple you get a seed, so then you have to replant the seed and start the cycle again. So definitely want to make sure those kind of messages are embedded in everything, and I'm super excited to have people like you here, Kelly, to really help iron out those logistics so we make sure we are in that right direction. What's up, Vlad?
On the topic of people engaging, have we spoken with Wonderverse at all?
I have talked to them, but last thing we talked about was just about I was going to be working on the pods and setting up everything on our end and getting our test area set and going. But with this week, the fashion show coming up, I just do not
I
have the
understand. I just
capacity
have
to
you
get into
spoken to
that.
him at all since?
No, I haven't.
No, I just
So
I still got
I'm
my
gonna be
project
I'm
on my
like
mind.
running that. Sorry. Go ahead, Vlad.
No, you're fine. I've got my project on my mind, and I'm kind of single bloody minded on it. That's all.
Yeah, I would say, just breathe.
Yeah.
Implementation with
Um,
anything takes time. I know, especially with Wonderverse. But they know your idea,
It's not a
so
small
they'll be in
project. I
con.
understand.
Yeah, and they'll be in contact when they're able to kind of direct you with what they have in mind as well. I'll just kind of be following up with like, hey, I've started this. Maybe here's an update, and also, do you have an update on everything that's going together? What's up, Kelly? Sorry.
I was just saying, like, I'm implementing Wonderverse but also like in the early stages. Like, I just need to message him on next steps. But like, I will be going through the entire process for C3, and like obviously from a very specific standpoint, breaking down tasks, but there's like things Rideout can like shoot me where if I'm doing it for one, it's very easy for me simultaneously to be just doing it for another like yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like instead of like two people at on and even if we're sharing like chats, it's different than like it's far more friction than like if I'm going through the process, why not just stand it up for raw DAO too, and then have it be able for you to go in and add specifics like tasks and all the more finer grit details. But I was like, it's there, it's built, it's like
you have continuity where if you have questions, I'm there. I'm working with them anyways. So yeah, just wanted to like offer that up, and then we have like a single point of like contact because I have to do that in the very very near term. Because I'm kind of using that as the start of like getting people into like help with C3 operations, especially now that we're like adding another on Monday. We'll be officially adding Hibikozo, which is like the Burning Man artist, sculpture artist. So, just wanted to throw that out there. If like you want me to take point on that, I think there would be a lot. There'd be a lot of efficiency there because yeah, leading up to NFT NYC, like you're gonna be slammed. I mean, everyone's gonna be slammed, and that backside of that puts us like a month out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. And Vlad is talking more about an idea that he has for that could be integrated in Wonderverse. So if you're in contact with them and you kind of already have a connection, feel free, Vlad, to kind of connect with Kelly and and kind of talk more if she has more of a real connection with them. She might be able to get like more stuff done. Otherwise, I'd just be messaging them like, hey, here's what I have updated, and do you have an update on Vlad's idea or anything like that?
Yeah, Kelly and I have a couple ideas to talk about when next time we get a chance. So
yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Too many ideas. But yeah, I'm also there in LA, so like I've met with that. Like I can go like hit them up and like have a conversation in person too, which helps.
Cool. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm trying not to overload her, but yeah, I'm gonna squeeze your brain.
Oh, we're far past that.
I think we're all overloaded in this space, right? It's like I just add it on. We'll get to it when we can. That's why I'm like, Vlad, you gotta just remember to breathe. Everybody has a million things going on, but working on.
I'm so far behind trying to catch up with what everybody else is already.
You just need to be enabled to like execute on your vision, like and like that's possible in the near term. So
that's
like
I agree.
That's when I would feel frustration. Is like you have this idea, but like if you have a dependency on like another project where like that's not their main focus to like even execute on your idea, like that's frustrating. But like I honestly think in the context of based on what I know, like that fits more with like C3 and what we're doing there anyways, which is like all artistic mediums, enablement and like far more extended past that. Like so it's going to be more open-ended and less geared towards just fashion, and we're going to depend a lot on like raw DAO, fashion DAO to actually dig into the fashion element, but while we're actually more focused on whether it's music, sculpture, art, I mean jewelry with 11, but that's also kind of fashion, and then like this is a whole new medium, which is why I think it's so interesting.
Yeah, definitely agree. Cool. Awesome. I'm happy that you guys are connected because, yes, I think that's a great connection. Also, great advice there, Kelly, is just it sucks, when you're waiting on anybody, especially in this space. Everybody is super busy. You will definitely end up on a timeline that is not the timeline you were thinking. So even how you, kind of draft up ideas and sketches and then, kind of try to pass off at that point, keep building. Because also one thing I've learned is it's a lot easier to ask somebody for help and like how to do a specific thing or to do a specific thing compared to asking them to pick up the entire thing. That's how I've been able to collaborate and get a lot more people involved in it. Because asking them to take it on is also asking a lot of people that are taking on a lot in general, I think.
Oh, I understand that. Unfortunately, it doesn't really fit with where it fits better with what other people are doing. So
yeah. No, I get that. I was just piggybacking off of Kelly and like totality.
This thing's big enough. I'd love to take it all, but unfortunately, sharing the load is the only way to make this work.
Yeah, and that's the key. Sharing the load, connecting with people that can, and everybody just doing their part. So I think it will be great whenever it does come into fruition. It is a very great idea. Raw's happy to be a part of it. I am a very creative person myself with tons and tons and tons of idea. I used to have like a little mini composition book I would keep in my pocket just to write down my ideas when I was younger because I'm just an idea person. So I'm always with you, Vlad, on that. And that's why I said I understand how it can be frustrating when you're waiting on people. And again, something that I've learned is asking more specific questions and more specific ways people can help other than, of course, this larger idea where it's just going to be a matter on connecting with Wonderverse. At this point, it seems like it's the way, and Kama with C3, and all of us just getting it actually rolling. So we're at least rolling in the right direction. That's all that I really have for us today, guys. Giving the update on the fashion show. Again, reminding everybody I will be in there every single day this week. We're selling tickets. Keep telling people to get their tickets. Again, they're completely free. We're going to be testing to see how many people can actually come into the metaverse. I'm assuming it would obviously be a decent amount, but again, we're going to be stress testing it to make sure, because then that will also kind of help give us some exclusivity, right? When we have these real events and it's like, oh, only the first 50 people can come in to do the men's session, then everybody else has to watch on Twitch. And that can kind of, again, give us leverage and value, and again, wanting to push people to get involved. Like maybe if we're doing like a fashion mass mint, it's like, okay, well, you have to hold a Fashion Friday po-op. Again, finding different ways that we can include and tie in a lot of the stuff that we're doing and bring it all together full circle so that people get it. Right? We've talked before about how there's a time to build and a time to market. So, we're building, and we're kind of moving into that next step on showing people how they can build too. What's up, Tiny? Are you?
I'm just gonna say, did you want to see the landing page? Or?
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Oh. All right, hold on.
Yeah, so Tiny did get our raw resource landing page together. One thing as well is she could not find that theme that we had all actually voted on, so she made a rough draft of it. Something that we're thinking as well, because it seems like Tiny might actually be taking this on, is actually going through Wix instead of WordPress, because Tiny's a new engineer and we're all about doing what we can while we can, and growing from that point. So just to make it look nicer and more familiar with what she's comfortable with, we may transition to Wix, because we've got the information on there. I think it looks very clean, but it is lacking like that.
Don't go to Wix. Don't go to Wix.
Oh, Kamo said, don't go to Wix. Okay, well Kelly, she's going.
I don't complain without solutions, so okay. I have good alternatives.
Good.
But like, you should look into them before going to Wix. I just said.
Okay, well, check it out. This is how the website looks so far. Yes, no Wix. Okay, and so this is what the page looks like so far. And as you see, again, she didn't add any pictures because that's what we already understand can be added later. But,
What is this in right now?
This is WordPress.
WordPress, yeah, just
okay. And why were you looking to go to Wix?
Because that's what I know. That's where I built all my websites, like where I've built websites before, so I just know how to use it. I don't know how to use WordPress, so
So you like built this in WordPress and then are gonna because WordPress honestly Wix has more like customizability, but the program itself, I mean, if you've used Wix, you know how like slow it is and delayed, and like I don't know, it's just so glitchy. And there's now like ones that are even like better and have it's a no-code way to integrate a front end with a Web3 backend.
Oh,
so it might
we should have looked at Figma.
Front, but if you push a WordPress site while you go out, like recreate a way better one, and like Bubble.io, there's a couple more. Like I think that's the way better route. Right now I have a site like stuck in Wix. Like, do I push this on Wix, or do I finish putting in work on Wix when I don't want to be here, or do I do like a patch solution until I build out Bubble.io? Which seems like the far better option. Yeah, we can get on that, but like that looks so good in WordPress that it's just like I feel like you should just like push that WordPress and then like set up a more long-term solution.
Yeah. The whole thing with this, we were just like trying to get something going because somebody else was supposed to do this like a month or two. So
I feel that.
Yeah, so I kind of just like threw together what I could. I mean, I'm not mad at the way it came out.
I think it looks clean. It's very
I think it looks great.
Yeah. Kelly, I know that you were into designs though. Do you think you could hook us up with like a nice backdrop like on that landing page behind where it says like the raw DAO?
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to. So actually, one of the things in doing this, I did this site. If you really want to go quick and dirty, I found hands down the best
like it's a new website building thing. It's called CARRD card. Oh, I literally built the website for like the digital fashion collective like in maybe 2 hours, and like ready to go, totally responsive, awesome, and you can actually customize it a decent amount. But yeah, I was been doing that. I was getting like logos and working on some stuff, and I have like some pretty cool designs like kind of pre-made. But I was trying to get your guys' feel for like your color palette, more of like a brand kit for you guys, and like if that's fine if it's open-ended, because I could like do a backdrop and we can kind of modify it that kind of defines that brand kit. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we're like square on that before. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Send me that. Yeah. If I get it.
Yeah.
Is that what? If that's what the way you guys want to go, like that's so helpful because then I can modify anything I haven't fit that.
Cool. Yes, that would be awesome. And this is something that we're building out because again, then when we're doing like our idea is like, if you mint on the marketplace, you can come to our thing and submit a review, and then we'll post a review. Or even when it came down to our SOPs, here's how you can download the template and submit a SOP to your to the library, and then that being our main hub for where people can actually go get the resources, find the massive calendars, get connected to Raw and all the stuff that we're doing. So really excited that you guys are connected on that. We're gonna hook it up. Tiny, yeah, it definitely looks really great, especially on the desktop. Again, I think it's very clean, easy. Makes it clear cut, and again, we can always go up from here, but at least it started, and we'll be able to put like a subscribe here so that again we can start really collecting people's emails, so that most importantly we stay connected.
Sorry,
what'd you say?
I said I closed it out already, but I do at the bottom. Join the community. We're glad you're here. If you don't want to miss any updates, you can put your email.
Exactly.
So that's down.
Yep, exactly. So then again, we can email them, hey, we having this event, we having that, and stay connected. So, but that's all I have for us today, guys. Anybody else have any questions, thoughts, ideas they want to put out there before we wrap up?
Just on the email topic, that was the like last thing I'm adding to this site for I'll just call it the site for Fashion Friday right now, and then you can tell me what you think about what I've created. Do you want the email thing to just like link to you guys for now, like kind of all feedback to Raw, or because we want to collect emails there as well, right? Like if like the space today, they were all talking about where are people getting together. If they just like get linked to this site, they land there. It could be getting kind of, because we have like all these labels on like right on the page, it may get a decent amount of emails. And like people and traffic through like the Miro and stuff like that. So, where do you want those to funnel? Did you guys hear me?
You've got your MailChimp set up, don't you?
Do I have MailChimp set up?
Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize my thing was off.
Mo, you got your MailChimp set up, right?
Tiny set up this subscription service. I'm not sure which one she used.
Well, so all I really need is like, if you guys want to be the recipient of all those emails, it's kind of like I'm offering that to you. Like you guys can totally be that recipient.
Oh, yeah.
If that's something that you want to take on.
Yeah, I had my mic unmuted. So I was saying, if you're referring to the Fashion Friday thing, maybe that's something we talk about at our next Fashion Friday meeting, because I don't know if we want like a shared email for that. But if not, I'm totally okay with it coming to Raw. I'm okay with it. It's just if everybody else is cool with it.
It's just going to be a list of emails. We can all have access to it, right?
Okay.
Like it can post to the Miro board, the like private Miro board maybe, and we just all can. It'll just fill that out, and we can like if we want to use it, then like we can.
Okay.
But that might be the route. But okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll send you our email then. And that sounds like a plan. Awesome. Vlad, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I was trying to make sure we got that email list. We really want that.
Yeah. So it sounds.
That is a huge thing.
Okay. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got it.
I have it set down at the bottom. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it's set up down there.
Yep, and Vlad
You
seconds
can
that
also
notion.
make it a pop-up. Like the first time they scroll, it pops
yeah.
up, and like even if you're running a little thing, like that's what we were doing, or I'm planning on doing on the C3 thing, where it's like running a promotion. Like if you subscribers, we're hosting a raffle. All people that like enter their like subscribed before this date, we're gonna be raffling off blank, and like it comes up as a pop-up, not too like obtrusive. They can exit out. It's not an advertisement, but like I was just reading that was like super super effective. Yeah, I know. I know how to do that, like on Wix. I just have no idea. No idea how to do it on WordPress. I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, YouTube's my best friend. I'll have to find a good YouTube video.
Yeah.
As a starting author, you live and die by those email lists, and I gladly pull my eye teeth out and for a really good email list. I don't have one.
Yep. So we definitely are trying to build that. Sounds like we're off to a good start. I'll definitely send Kelly the physical to digital email so we can start growing that. I know it'll be connected with Tiny too, so it'll be cool. That'll be how we will be able to connect with the entire ecosystem. Raw DAO, Fashion Fridays, let everybody know everything that's going on. Well, this sounds like a great meeting, guys. I hope everyone has an awesome rest of their Sunday. I know Tiny and I will be hopping in that jam session and start working on this content, and then we'll be sharing it. So if you guys would like, feel free to share it wherever you are on any social medias. And we'll be here all week. So peace. Have a great Sunday.
See ya.